Hello everybody, happy Thanksgiving. I got quite a few requests to play this song, and it is the Thanksgiving tradition. I thought it'd be important to play this, and normally every year I'd be playing this at Bert's, and obviously this year is a little different. So I wanted to make a video and play this song, and I hope this is a Thanksgiving tradition for you like it is for me. I love listening to this song every year, and I even listen to it when it's not Thanksgiving time. But I hope you sing along wherever you are and enjoy this Thanksgiving tradition of Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant. This song is called Alice's Restaurant. It's about Alice and the restaurant. But Alice's Restaurant isn't the name of the restaurant, it's just the name of the song. And that's why the song is called Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want, Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Walk right in, it's around the back, just half a mile from the railroad track. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Now it all started about 2 Thanksgivings ago. That's 2 years ago on Thanksgiving, when my friend and I decided to go and visit Alice down at the restaurant. But Alice doesn't live in the restaurant. She lives in the church up in the bell tower nearby the restaurant with her husband Ray and Facha the dog. And seeing as they live up in the bell tower, downstairs they took out all the pews. And seeing as they took out all the pews, they realized that they didn't have to take out their garbage for a long time. So when we got there, we saw they have a ton of garbage, and we thought it'd be a friendly gesture, take the garbage on down towards the city dump. So we loaded the have a ton of garbage into the back of a red VW microbus, took shovels and rakes and implements of destruction, and headed on down towards the city dump. When we got there, we saw a chain across the road with a sign that said closed on Thanksgiving. Well, we had never heard of a dump closed on Thanksgiving before, and with tears in our eyes, we drove off into the sunset, looking for another place to put the garbage. We didn't find one till we came to a side road, and off the side of the side road was a 15-foot cliff, and at the bottom of the cliff there was another pile of garbage, and we figured that one big pile is better than 2 little piles, and instead of bringing that one up, we decided to throw ours down. Went back to the church, had a Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat, went to sleep and didn't get up until the next morning when I got a phone call from Officer Obi. Said, "Kid, found your name in an envelope at the bottom of a half a ton of garbage. Want to know if you knew anything about that?" I said, "Yes, sir, Officer Obi, I cannot tell a lie. I put that envelope at the bottom of the half a ton of garbage." And it was after speaking with Officer Obi on the telephone for about 45 minutes that we came to the truth of the matter, that we had to go and pick up the garbage and go speak with him at the police officer station. So we got back in the red VW microbus with the shovels and rakes and implements of destruction and went to go see Officer Obi. Now, friends, there was only 1 or 2 things Obi could have done when we got to the police officer station. Number 1, he could have given us a medal for being so brave and honest on the telephone, which was not very likely. And number 2 was he could have bawled us out and said never to be seen driving garbage in the vicinity again, which is what we expected. But when we got to the police officer station, there was a 3rd possibility we had not accounted for, and we were both immediately arrested, handcuffed. And I said, "Officer Obi, I don't think I can pick up the garbage with these handcuffs on." He said, "Shut up, kid. Get in the back of the patrol car." And that's what we did. We got into the back of the patrol car and drove to the, quote, scene of the crime, unquote. Now, folks, let me tell you about the little town of Stockbridge, Massachusetts, where all this is happening here. They got 1 stop sign, 2 police officers, and 1 police car. But when we got to the scene of the crime, there was 5 police officers and 4 police cars, being the biggest crime in the last 50 years, and everybody wanted to get a newspaper story about it. And they were using up all kinds of cop equipment they had hanging around the police officer station. They were taking fingerprints, footprints, tire prints, dog smelling prints, Took pictures of the approach, the getaway, the northwest corner, the southwest corner. That's not to mention the aerial photography. After the ordeal there, we went back to the police station. He said, "Kid, I'm gonna put you in the cell. I want your wallet in your belt." I said, "Officer Obi, I understand you want my wallet so I don't have any money to spend in the cell, but what'd you want my belt for?" He said, "Kid, we don't want any hangings." I said, "You expect me to hang myself for littering?" Friends Obi he was just making sure, because he took out the toilet seat so I couldn't hit myself over the head and drown, and he took out the toilet paper so I couldn't bend the bar, roll the toilet paper out the window, have a made an escape. And it was about 3 or 4 hours later when Alice, you remember Alice, this was a song about Alice, came by, bailed us out, had a few nasty words to Obi on the side. We went back to the church, had another Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat, went to sleep and didn't get up until the next morning. We all had to go to court. So we walk in and sit down. Officer Obi walks in with 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against us, and he sits down. Man comes in and says, "All rise." We stand up. Officer Obi stands up with the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against us. The judge walks in with a CNI dog. Judge sits down. CNI dog sits down. We sit down. And Officer Obi's looking at the CNI dog. And then he looks back at the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against us, and then looks back at the CNI dog, and friends, he began to cry because he realized that the judge wasn't going to look at the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures, and he realized it was another typical case of American blinded justice, and there was nothing he was going to do about it. And we were both fined $50 and had to pick up the garbage in the snow, but that's not what I came to talk about. I came to talk about the draft. They got a building down in New York City on Whitehall Street where you go and get injected, inspected, infected, neglected, and selected. Had to go in for my physical examination one day. Got good and drunk the night before because I wanted to look and feel my very best the very next day. And I wanted to be the all-American kid from New York, so I was hung down, brung down, all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly things. And I walk in there and the lady says, "Kid, go see the psychiatrist, room 604. So I walk in there and I say, "Shrink, I want to kill. I want to kill. I want to see blood and gore and guts and veins in my teeth. Eat dead, burnt bodies. Kill, kill, kill." And I start jumping up and down, yelling, "Kill, kill, kill." And the shrink starts jumping up and down with me. And we're both jumping up and down, yelling, "Kill, kill, kill." The sergeant walks in, pins a medal on me, says, "You're our boy." I didn't feel too good about it, but... So I was there getting more injections, inspections, and all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly things. And I was there for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. I was there for a long time, and they were injecting and inspecting every single part of me, and they were leaving no part untouched. So I'm there and walk to the end of the hall, the very last one to the very end. I walk up and said, "What do you want?" She said, "Kid, we only got one question. Have you ever been arrested?" So I proceeded to tell him the full Alice's Restaurant, full massacre with a 4-part harmony and everything about that there. He says, "Stop it right there." He said, "Kid, did you ever go to court?" I proceeded to tell him the story about the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the judge and the CNI dog and full orchestration, 4-part harmony and all that. I said, "Stop it right there." He said, "Kid, why don't you go sit on that bench?" It says Group W. Now, kid. Now the grouped up your bench there is where they put you. If you may not be moral enough to join the army after committing your special crime, all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly people sitting there on the bench. Mother rapers, father stabbers, father rapers, and the meanest, ugliest, nastiest one, the meanest father raper of them all comes up to me and says, "Kid, what'd you get?" I said, "I didn't get nothing. I had to pay $50 and pick up the garbage." He said, "What were you arrested for?" And I said, "Litterin." And they all moved away from me on the bench there, and a hairy eyeball and all that, until I said, "And creating a nuisance." And they all came back, shook my hand. We had a great time smoking cigarettes, playing there on the bench, and talking about father stabbing, all kinds of groovy things, until the sergeant came over, had a piece of paper in his hand, and said, "Kids, this piece of paper got 47 we want to know arrest number's name, Gordon's name, court date, for 45 minutes, and nobody understood a single word that he said, but we had fun filling out the form and playing with the pencils on the bench. I filled out the one side and I turned it over, and there on the other side, in the middle of the other side, away from everything else on the other side, underlined, quotated, read the following words: "Kid, have you rehabilitated yourself?" I walked up to the sergeant. I said, "Sergeant, you got a lot of damn gall. Ask me if I rehabilitated myself, be moral enough to join the army, burn women, children, houses, and villages after being a litter bug." He said, "Kid, we don't like your kind. We're gonna send your fingerprints off to Washington." Now, friends, somewhere in Washington, and shrined in a little folder, and it's a study in black and white of my fingerprints. The only reason I'm telling you this story is you may be in a similar situation. Or you may know somebody in a similar situation, and if you're in a situation like that, wherever you are, walk up to the shrink and go, "You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant," and walk out. Imagine one person walking in singing a bar of Alice's Restaurant and walking out. But then they think he's really sick and they won't take him. Imagine 50 people a day, 50 people a day walking in, singing a bar of Alice's Restaurant, walking out. Well, friends, then they think it's a movement. And that's exactly what it is. It's the Alice's Restaurant anti-massacre movement. And all you gotta do to join is sing it the next time it comes around on the guitar. With feeling. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Walk right in, it's around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. That was horrible. You want to end war and stuff, you gotta sing loud now. I've been singing this song for 14 minutes. I could sing it for another 14 minutes. I'm not proud nor tired. My arm's falling asleep a little bit, but that's okay. I got nothing else to do. It's Thanksgiving. It's all about turkey, the parade, the dog show after the parade. Leave a comment down below if you watched the dog show after the Macy's parade. We want to know. And so we're going to wait. And we're going to sing it again with full 4-part harmony and feeling. And remember, I hope everybody has a very happy Thanksgiving. a rough time for a lot of people out there, especially in Southwest Florida. A lot of venues lost, a lot of gigs lost, a lot of houses lost. So thank you everybody for the continued support. Thank you for wanting to hear this song. You know who you are out there. Thanks for requesting it, because it was nice to know people love to hear it, because I love to play it. Thank you everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. Here we go! You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Accepting Alice, you can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. I said walk right in, it's around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Da, 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 da. Alice's Restaurant. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you.